Yes.
When you became secretary, look me in the eye, did you fire any air traffic controllers?
I did not.
Okay.
And I did hire air traffic
Did
controllers.
Mr. Musk?
So, by the way, Mr. Musk doesn't fire or hire anybody at the department. I do. And so, no, he didn't fire anybody, including air traffic controllers.
Okay.
Welcome back to American Mindset, the channel where we defend freedom, honor our values, and call out the nonsense that threatens the principles this great nation was built on.
Today, we're diving into a fiery exchange between Senator John Kennedy and Secretary Shawn Duffy, an exchange that reveals truths about government incompetence, privacy violations, and the fight to protect our freedoms. Let's break it down. Now, let me just start by saying, I love Senator John Kennedy. This man has zero tolerance for nonsense, and it's refreshing to see someone in Washington actually hold these bureaucrats' feet to the fire. And when he asked Secretary Duffy whether air traffic controllers were being fired, he wasn't just asking for himself. He was asking for all of us who are sick and tired of being lied to by people in power.
Now we go to Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Secretary. Welcome.
It's good to be with you, Senator.
You know what the Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas is?
Why, yes, I do.
Where are you going to put it?
I think it's going to go in your state, Senator.
When are you going to announce it?
Very soon. I know our teams have been working together on that. If you want to front run it here, we could, but I know that we were working on an announcement together, and our teams have been working.
I want to front run the hell out of it.
All right.
Where's it going to be put? In Louisiana?
Is it Lake, what it would,
McNeese?
Lake Charles, Lake Nice, Lake
Yep.
Charles?
And you're going to make an announcement, Shawn, the next few days?
Yeah, I know we've been working on some finer points and details, but yes, it's that's where it's going to go. And I think, as if my memory serves me, I think we're trying to get this stood up and moving by this summer.
Well, I want to get it announced first,
Sure.
so your colleagues can't take it back.
No one's taking anything from you, Senator. It's coming your way.
I see my old friend, Mr. Plotkin, here. Watch him like a hawk, by the way.
He said you do not want to make Senator Kennedy upset on this project.
Well, your predecessor told me a number of times that it was about to be announced, and it was never announced. I don't mean any disrespect. I just finally didn't believe him anymore. I don't think Elvis is alive either. So I learned. But if you could go ahead and announce it sure would. I'll buy you a soda and a nice hat.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. When you got to the department and became secretary, did you fire a bunch of air traffic control?
I did not, Senator.
Did Mr. Musk do that?
He did not.
Where'd all this stuff come from?
So there were about 350 probationary employees at the FAA that were let go, and we're trying to stream. By the way, there's 46,000 people that work at the FAA, so this was a minuscule percentage. But even air traffic controllers who were probationary employees were excluded. All safety positions were preserved at the FAA, including air traffic controllers. And so I think it's a narrative that some in media and in politics have tried to drive as if we're not focused on safety. But I have been crystal clear, and I think I've said this until my face is blue, though it's not today, but it could be because we did not actually fire any air traffic controllers, Senator. We've been hiring air traffic controllers as quickly as we can.
All right.
And so I don't know how many times I have to say it.
Let's say it one more time.
Yes.
When you became secretary, look me in the eye, did you fire any air traffic controllers?
I did not.
Okay.
And I did hire air traffic controllers.
Did Mr. Musk?
So by the way, Mr. Musk doesn't fire or hire anybody at the department. I do. And so no, he didn't fire anybody, including air traffic controllers.
Okay. When you probably don't have to, but when most people go through TSA, they take your picture. they have a little camera there, and they say, look in the camera, we want to take your picture. Now, underneath it is this little bitty sign that you can barely see, and I think it's written in Sanskrit, that says, this is optional. I won't let them take my picture.
I won't either, Senator.
And they promised us that they destroy the data, okay? Once again, I don't believe that Elvis is alive either. Senator Merkley and I have a bill. There's been no evidence that this has prevented any acts of terrorism. And I just don't know why the federal government has to collect this huge database of every American who flies picture.
I thank you for that. I couldn't agree with you more. I actually try to turn my head away from the camera when I go through and they're taking pictures. There's no need. I think Americans have a right to privacy. And I don't think you need a digital scan of my face to allow me to have the right to fly on an airplane. I think it's absolutely wrong. And what does it do to security? I don't think it breeds any more security in our airspace, on our airplanes. And so thank you for doing that work. I couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Here's the deal, folks. Shawn Duffy admitted in this hearing that 350 FAA employees were let go. Now, he claims that none of them were air traffic controllers. And he says it was just a minuscule percentage of the FAA's massive 46,000-person workforce. But do you trust that explanation? I sure don't. Why? Because we've been burned by these so-called government experts before. Oh, really, Mr. Duffy? Hiring them as quickly as you can? Then why does it feel like we're still facing delays and backlogs every time we try to travel? Why does it feel like the system is still broken? Let me remind you all, this is the same FAA that couldn't even keep its NOTAM system running earlier this year, which caused nationwide flight disruptions. And now they want us to believe everything's fine? Give me a break. Let me just say this. I love how Senator Kennedy calls out the nonsense. This whole idea that Elon Musk had something to do with the FAA's staffing issues is laughable. But you know what? It's also revealing. The left loves to use Elon Musk as a punching bag because he's challenging their stranglehold on free speech with platforms like Twitter. So, of course, they try to drag his name into every controversy. It's dishonest, and it's pathetic. Now, this next part really got me fired up. Senator Kennedy brought up something that should terrify every freedom-loving American. The TSA taking pictures of our faces at airports. Did you know this was happening? Did you know it's technically optional, but the government barely tells you that? And let me ask you this. Do you trust the federal government to destroy that data like they claim? I sure don't. And Senator Kennedy doesn't either. He straight up said, I don't believe Elvis is alive, and I don't believe the government destroys that data. And he's right. Once the government has your information, they don't let it go. It's like giving a thief the keys to your house and trusting them not to come back. Now, I'll give Secretary Duffy some credit here. At least he agrees that this facial recognition nonsense is wrong. But here's my question. If he thinks it's wrong, why hasn't anything been done about it? Why is it still happening? This is the problem with our government, folks. They're all talk and no action. And while they sit around and debate, our freedoms are being chipped away bit by bit. Patriots, this is bigger than air traffic controllers or TSA cameras. This is about a government that has grown too big and too powerful. It's about bureaucrats who think they can do whatever they want without accountability. And it's about a system that's forgotten it works for us, the American people. The left wants to push this narrative that everything is fine, that the government is here to protect us, and that we should trust them. But how can we trust them when they lie to us about layoffs? When they collect our personal data without our consent? When they waste our tax dollars on inefficiency and incompetence? And Senator Kennedy nailed it. There is no evidence that TSA's facial recognition program has stopped a single act of terrorism. So why is it still happening? I'll tell you why. It's not about safety. It's about control. The more data they have on you, the more they can watch you, track you, and control you. This is the kind of overreach our founding fathers warned us about, and it's happening right before our eyes. So what do? We stay informed. We push back. We support leaders like Senator Kennedy who aren't afraid to ask the tough questions and demand real answers. And we remind the people in power that this is still a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. They work for us, not the other way around. And let me tell you something else, patriots. We need to speak up about this TSA facial recognition issue. This isn't about politics. It's about freedom. If we don't fight back now, what's next? Cameras in our homes, microchips in our hands. The line has to be drawn, and it has to be drawn now. So, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this hearing? Do you trust the FAA's explanation? Do you think TSA's facial recognition program is a violation of our rights? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you're as fired up as I am, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Rising Daily. Together, we'll keep fighting for truth, freedom, and the American way. Until next time, stay strong, stay free, and always, always, rise daily. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.